Yo, what up, what up, what up? It's your boy Roy, accompanied by the one, the only, the Dominican bad man, Sergio, aka the floor price guy. And we're Combat Sport Guys coming back to you with another UFC full card breakdown, this time in the form of UFC 326. Oliveira and Holloway meet again for a second time after 10 years. A little 10-year reunion, never hurt anybody, huh? But before we get into this full card, let's go over last week, UFC Mexico, where Loner Kavanaugh came in on short notice into enemy territory
Yep.
and put a beating on Brandon Moreno, man. He chopped that leg down. He was able to move in and out. He had the crisper striking, the better striking, right? He tagged Moreno, and we knew it was a possibility, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, what did you think of that fight? What did you think of that fight card? And how do we do on the bets? I know we gave some plus money plays out there. I think three that we gave that hit. So how you doing, man?
No, we did. No, always a pleasure, champ. We did 7 bets, landed one live bet, which is green, and I called it early. I called it in the second round. So I think either in the end of the first or in the second round when he started slowing down. It was just like that first round was Zollerberg, and I have to say it, champ. You know, my boy got fraud
Goldberg.
checked last night.
Who's Goldberg?
Zell Huber, sorry.
Oh, Zell
Zell
Hoover. Yeah, listen, Zell
Huber.
Hoover. I thought he was
Green.
gonna come in and just look different. And my man, yeah, he might be cutting too much weight. I might have to use one of your favorite lines. Maybe he has to consider a new division, bro,
He's
for
a
being that big.
he's a first round fighter. That's what that man is, a first round. And there's nothing wrong with that, right?
I
Like
think he needs to move up, bro. I think he's too
move up.
big.
Yeah.
He's like
After
six
after
what, 6'4", 6'3"? He needs
yeah,
to move
just
up,
move up,
man.
bro. Just like
Yeah.
like it's like Dan Hooker when he tried to play like at featherweight. Your
Mhm.
chin kind of gets a little bit it's not the same, right? But yeah, we landed green life bet. Luna for me was a lock. Perez, I mean, look, like that was a little bit murky. I'm really concerned about that division. That division, they're burying the girls in the card, but Perez got it done. That's not Malpica, bro. Um, that's the Regina
Yeah.
Malpica. What a good bet! What a dominant. It was a good performance. Very active. I hope they take time. Rodriguez KO. My favorite fight. Every minus 500, minus 700. Marshall Gandra, Luna Rodriguez, all minus 32. I think the only one that I was a little bit concerned was Rodriguez. After the what do you call it? The guy from Peru was put him in his. It was a little bit shocking, right? Kelvin
I
Vallejos.
think he was just a little excited,
Not
He got
Vallejos.
caught.
What's the? Yeah, no, he got caught. It's not
Not
Vallejos.
Kevin Vallejos, Borjas, Kevin
Yeah,
Borjas.
Borjas, Kevin Borjas, and then Chairez, Rodriguez, and Paris. Even that Chairez fight, bro, that
Plus
was
148. Look at that. Plus 148.
that was
Nice.
uh, that was a little bit of a what do you call it? A
Chairez
lottery,
got
bro.
away with one, I think. It depends how you look at the first round, right? Because he won the third round, arguably. He put the pressure on.
He
He
did,
realized I have to go out there. In the second round, he lost. I think it's that first round.
but it's the new criteria of MMA, bro. You can't grapple, bro. But then they did that thing with Olive and the Chinese dude, like
Hopefully.
yeah,
Hopefully.
hopefully, and the other guy. So you got the inverse of that fight, like the inverse with Chairez and Bunis.
And what you mean is that you can't win solely with just grappling and holding. And which is weird because that's how Aileen Perez won.
And
And
well,
then like
she
and then
dominated
some
though.
some weird stuff happened in that fight too. Like the ref randomly stood them up when she was dropping shots from the bottom.
He
It's
got
just
bored.
weird,
I
man.
think he got bored. He got like they like because there needs to be a patient. It's like in boxing, right? When you start to clinch a lot, the ref eventually says, "Hey,
You think the ref got bored? He's like, listen,
no."
that's
I
funny.
think mentally, like in the booze and everything, he got like, "Nah, nah, nah, we can't." But then it went down again. It's like you got to let her work.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean it's a learning lesson, champ. But yeah, seven
Solid
life
night.
bets. It's gonna be a good one.
Solid night, man. A lot of surprises. King Green getting the KO. Loner Kavanaugh beating Brandon Moreno. He's taking the Joshua Van route, right? He lost to Charles Johnson. Now he beat a top five. He's in the top five, so now he's in the mix. We'll see what happens with him
He's
next.
in a so I think this is I'll be honest with you. This is the last time that I will be betting on Moreno. Moreno is extremely inconsistent. Um,
Yeah.
and I haven't checked the post fight interviews, but when he lost was very bad. It was like, oh, like um, I'm a little like it was something about the press. I'm taking some time off, so I hope that. it wasn't a pressure to take this fight because it was in his home country. So it's fine. I just think that's it, bro. That's the peak. This was a lose for him because he gained nothing, and now this kid is ranked. Bro, this kid has a better win than Joshua Van because now he's ranked 7-8.
Yeah, and it'll be interesting who they give him, right? Either Manel Kopp or Horiguchi, right? Or even a Brandon Royval. But Brandon Royval just came off of a loss, so we'll see who they give him next. But it's gonna be a tough fight from here on
Yeah,
out for
no,
that
look
kid.
at him.
But he's good, man. He's talented. Lohner's
You
talented.
know
We
how
knew how talented he
crazy
is.
that is? Number 6, and where's Johnson? What's up? What, dude? This is why rankings. Oh man, like
Yeah.
it is
They
what it
might
is.
even give him someone in the top 10, not even the top 5, just to keep him in the win column. They might give him like an Asu Amabayev, you know, or
Give
a
it him
Tim
to
Elliott
or Alex Perez. Give him Alex Perez and
or an Alex Perez. Yeah,
go
just
from
another
there.
name, right, to keep building him. Interesting, very interesting. But we'll get into this fight card. We have UFC 326 kicking off the card. We have your boy, your favorite fighter, Rodolfo Bellato, taking on Luke Fernandez. Luke Fernandez is making their UFC debut, coming off of that KO win to Rafael Pergentino on the Dana White Contender Series. Bellato last time out lost to Navajo Sterling via unanimous decision. What do we know about Bellato, right? He's a good actor. You remember his fight against Paul Craig, where he
Crazy.
got a delay knockout, and then he woke up and he tried to attack the ref. The ref startled him, and then he tried to go for the leg. Prior to that, he lost to Jimmy Crute. Oh, it was a draw to Jimmy Crute. Bellato is primarily a grappler. He doesn't have the best entries and does throw wildly with it. He does have a bit of pop, a bit of power behind his shots. He primarily looks to fight and get to fight to the ground and work, chase submissions. He's going up against Fernandez, who is well-rounded. He can wrestle. He can chase submissions. His striking is probably better of the two. It's technical and sound. He can level change and use his striking well to transition from striking to grappling nicely. However, he's pretty green, right? You look at his record; he's 6-0. He hasn't really been tested. He's making his debut. He's gonna have all the jitters, all the excitement, all the nerves, right? I would like to see his cardio, right? And takedown defense. If this fight goes past the first round, I want to see how his cardio holds up and how his takedown defense is going to hold up against somebody like Bellato who's going to try to take him down. But I just can't trust somebody like Bellato who's been inconsistent, right? Who doesn't have the striking edge, who doesn't primarily have the best entries as well. I think Luke here can get it done in his debut. So I'm going to pick the debuting Luke Fernandez, but I'm not 100% confident.
Yeah, no, Luke has good. The only issue is the lack of experience that
Mm-hmm.
Luke kind of presents here, and a minus 220. I wish the odds would have given you a little bit even odds. It would have enticed me more. I think Luke is the favorite. But like, will he jump back? Like, there is a
Yeah.
big possibility that this cat, comes out like the Jimmy Crute, right? Like that Jimmy Crute fight, he dropped the first and then came back to pick up round 2 and 3. And then Paul Craig stuff, like the actor, and Navajo Sterling is a very good fighter. The issue with Sterling is he's a point fighter, right? He won't really go for the kill. Part of Izzy Adesanya's gay man camp, and I say gay man because what's happening with Hooker. But I'm dead. I'm kidding, by the way. That being said, I'm gonna go with Luke Fernandez. I'm not gonna put money on this fight. I just, like I said, with all the theatrics, I wouldn't side with Rodolfo. I wouldn't. I really wouldn't. Remember, he's Alex Pereira's teammate. Dog, we don't care about that. Money's on Fernandez.
Right on. Money's on Fernandez. We're picking Fernandez to get it done in the opening fight. Next up, we have Gaston Bolanos taking on Jung Young Lee. Gaston Bolanos, aka Ilia Taporia. You're gonna see that on X. Ilia Taporia is fighting this week. They're gonna post images and videos of this guy getting knocked out, and then they're gonna say, "Oh, who forgot about Ilia Taporia getting knocked out?" Right? This guy looks like Ilia Taporia. Let's get it out the way.
I'm
Bolanos,
dead, bro. Respect
that
that
is,
man.
bro. You look at X, bro. Go run Bolano's name on X, and you're gonna see a bunch of Ilia Taporia
Dead,
comparisons or photos of Ilia Taporia saying that he's fighting this week. Anyways, Bolanos, he has a Muay Thai background. He's a solid striker who does get outstruck in his fights, but he's pretty technical. He has nice kicks. He has solid control and tempo when he's the one pushing the pace and controlling the pace. He is vulnerable to the takedown, however. Last time out, he was taken down by Quang Lee and ultimately submitted, right? We've seen him struggle with the takedowns against Cartavius Romius. He won via unanimous decision, but The takedowns were there for Cortavius, right? Just a smaller guy. Marcus McGee knocked him out. He's going up against Jung Young Lee, who's primarily a striker with high pace. He has his size and length that he uses to his advantage, especially in this division, right? This is a smaller division, 135. This is a bantamweight. I
Right.
wonder if this fight's going to be at 135 or 146. I haven't confirmed that. Or 145. Is this going to be bantamweight or featherweight?
This is 135.
Okay, so Young Lee's gonna come. Yeah, he's gonna be way bigger, right? 5'10" with
Yeah.
the reach advantage. He has good footwork. He's light on his feet. He
Exactly.
switches stances pretty well. He throws nice combinations. He's pretty well rounded. His takedowns are nice and has decent ground control once he's on the ground, right? He was winning last time out against Daniel Santos, but Daniel Santos is pretty good, right? He lost
Oh,
the unanimous decision. And then prior, it's not the one you're thinking about. It's not the one you're
no,
thinking about.
so no. So my apologies. This is featherweight. So you were right.
Okay, so Bolanos is moving
He's
up, right?
going up. He's going up. Yeah.
So that's something to note. Bolanos is going to be going up. He lost to Hyder Emil when he was winning that fight. He got caught. I think Lee is going to be the more fluid of the two when it comes to the striking, and he's going to be able to incorporate the takedowns or the threat of takedowns. And when you couple that with somebody who has a vulnerability getting taken down, the odds are pretty much stacked in their favor, right? So I'm going to go with Lee to get it done here because I think Bolanos can get taken down and can get controlled, right? That's a weakness of his, and I think that's going to be pretty prominent here. So I'm going to go with Lee.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Bolanos, and I think so. Here's the thing about it: like, the takedown is the only issue. Yes, like I do like this dog as a favorite. I just like his performance against Cortavios Romeos. It showed like a more well polished fighter. I have to kind of say that this cat brings the grappling. I 100% agree with you. Um, yeah, my only concern is the gas tank of Lee. Is what happens if and here's the thing: I'm betting that if this goes past the second round, right? Bolanos looks like he's been cutting too much weight. That's he went up. Maybe there's a power difference here. Yeah, but like I said, if Gustanos could get it past the first, I think he could take him out. I think the cardio goes down. So we'll find out. Like I said, this is that's why you're getting it at a plus 210. We'll see.
Right on. We're both on opposing ends here. You're going with Gaston Bolanos, aka Ilia Taporia. I'm going with Lee to get it done. We'll move on here to our next bout. We have Rafael Tobias taking on DR Nurgazai. Tobias is making their UFC debut as well. He last beat Jair de Oliveira via submission on the Dana White Contender Series. Nurgazai last lost to Uran Saltibaldiev via unanimous decision. When you look at DR, he came into the UFC with a bit of hype, right? We were hyping him up when he came off of that Contender Series win at KO, right?
Yeah.
And then he fought against Brenton Hibero, and he got submitted. And we're like, all right, maybe this guy, he's
Well,
vulnerable on the
I
ground.
picked Ribeiro, right?
Yeah,
Right?
congratulations, bro. But listen, you lose to Brenton Hibero via submission. What are you doing, brother? And then they give him another opportunity. They give him Uran Salty right? Salty Baldiev. But Salty Baldiev is a heavyweight who dropped down, so he was bigger in that fight. And that's something I talked about when we broke down the fight. I was like, this guy's bigger, so don't be surprised if this bigger guy is absorbing these shots better and he's going to be able to put a work on him. So he ended up losing that fight via submission as well. So 2 submission losses in the UFC. When you look at Nurgazai, he's a striker who, prior to the UFC, he has showcased some knockout power. He does have a knockouts on his record. 8 of his 10 wins are by KO and 2 submissions. And his UFC debut, he missed weight, right? Wasn't it like 4 pounds or 14
Yeah.
pounds or how much? It was a crazy amount of weight, right? In his UFC debut, they kept him around. In that fight against Hibero, he was losing the striking exchanges, and then he shot for a takedown and got submitted. He has nice striking, as we mentioned, in power, but that can only get you so far. He fights with a weird twitch where he grabs his eye. And then against Salty Baldiv, he was just outworked, right, against the bigger fighter. He's going up against Tobias, who is going to be his kryptonite because Tobias is primarily a grappler. His entries and control on the mat are pretty nice. He doesn't try to control you. He doesn't just try to control you. He works on the ground. He throws the ground and pound. He chases submissions. He looks for the finish. His striking, however, isn't good nor technical, but it is improving. Is a bit raw. He moves forward and chases takedowns. I think this fight is going to hinge on whether DR can keep the fight standing, use that knockout power, find the punch, maybe bounce back, maybe prove everybody wrong, or Tobias just coming forward, getting the takedown, working the submission, finding the neck, finding a choke, finding us any submission, and putting out DR. So I'm gonna go with Tobias here to get it done.
Of course, bro. Like, that's the thing about this. It's showing you at a plus 205 that my boy got holes, but he's fought better top position. I have to say that. Like, this kid is up and coming. I mean, the guys he's fought. I mean, we could say Brazilian boys. So, I mean, look, I'm gonna be 100 with you. I'm gonna go with DR. I'm gonna take the gamble. I think
Interesting.
do or die. Yeah, I think contender series boys. DR, like I said, but like I said, I might bet it's plus 205. We'll see. Um,
Why
I
are
mean,
you picking DR? What do you think he's gonna do well in this fight to get him to victory?
yeah, and look, they're both, reach is negated. I think Tobias is going to be go for that kind of takedown, try to take him down. I think out of the two, DR has the more power. I think he could catch him in that first round. But again, this is a big if, right? This is I'm talking about not Russian roulette. I'm talking about roulette. Tobias is very good. I wouldn't have I don't like the minus 250. I don't like I said, the grappling, both light heavyweights. Like, if this goes to the second, Tobias loses that, what do you call it? That kind of takedown on him. But maybe it doesn't, right? So I'm banking on a first round knockout on DR.
Okay. Wow, it's crazy
Controversial, a little
prediction.
bit.
First round knockout in the yard. All right, so we're both on opposing ends for this fight too. You are going with the DR, right? The odds are against him. He's 0-2. We'll see if he
Yes,
wins.
sir.
Next up, we have Sumar Deji taking on Jesus Aguilar. I'm gonna do what you did here. I'm gonna go with the dog here. I think Jesus Aguilar has the more tools. He's the more well-rounded fighter. I think he's underrated. A lot of people see him as a submission threat, as a grappler who doesn't have take striking, but his striking's pretty nice and he has some power, you know. And you look at him last time out against Gurul, right? Gurul is supposed to be a wrestler with good footwork, who utilizes his boxing well, and he was able to outpace him and outwork him, right? Whereas you look at Sumar Deji, he's kind of like I don't want to say a one-dimensional fighter. He's more known for his striking, right? He's fast and clean with his striking. He has that kickboxing inside in the background, right? He utilizes his length and speed to dominate the range. He's pretty tall for the division, I would say. He's 5'8" at a flyweight. It's pretty big, right? Most of those guys are like about 5'6", 5'7". Uh, he has struggled with the takedown defense and grappling off his back, 33% takedown defense. We saw Mitch Raposo take him down multiple times, not be able to do anything. Against Kevin Borjas, Kevin Borjas did not look like the Kevin Borjas that everybody thought it was going to show up, right? Because Kevin Borjas was coming off of that win up against Ronaldo Rodriguez, and we all thought that Kevin Borjas is, he's learned, right? He learned after losing to Joshua Van. He learned after losing to Costa, and now he's a different fighter. And sure enough, he showed us that he can't handle the pressure, right? Like we saw what Emmanuel Rodriguez did, right? When he put the pressure on him, he kind of, he gets caught, he gets tired, he gets beat. So Mordeji was able to be victorious there. I look at Aguilar. He does have a strong grappling background. 7 of his 11 wins come via submission. He's not known for his striking, but he does have good striking. His striking is pretty technical. He doesn't throw much. He doesn't throw with much volume or output, but he does have power. And like I said before, and I've said multiple times when we break him down, he has the second fastest knockout in flyweight history. I think Aguilar here is going to be able to pressure takedowns and search for submission. And his best bet is to not let Sumardeji utilize the range, right? Pick him apart from the outside. He's going to have to get in close, make this a dirty fight, use that dirty boxing, kind of pressure a takedown. He averages 1 takedown per 15 minutes. So I think he'll be able to get some success here up against an individual with poor takedown defense. So I'm gonna go with Aguilar. I love him at dog money plus 190.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to side with you. And the fact is, so Mardechi's a little bit stuck in the mud. Um, I'll play that kind of range. I like what I saw from Aguilar, like the calf kicks, the in and out. Like, yes, there is the size advantage is something, like I said, to look into, right?
Yeah,
But I think Jesus is going to look to get in, pop, and out, pop. He's going to pop. He's going to pop. Um, Tumardici has that reach. Yeah, I just haven't seen him utilize it in his last couple of fights. I mean,
yeah.
what's the thing here? There's no KO here. I don't really envision a KO, and that's why you would use the distance, right? Keep him afar with the leg kicks. I do like Aguilar's last performance against
Guru.
Gurul. He did, like I said, like the whole game, and that's the thing. We're discovering Gurul is not him, but Gurul is a good fighter. Like I said, maybe he's a top 50 fighter in the UFC flyweight, but if he's able to come in, implement the leg kicks, chop him down, lose that mobility, pick him apart with the boxing, we got a shot. So we're both going to Aguilar.
Right on. We're both going with Aguilar to get it done. The Mexican, they saved them, bro. They said, listen, we're not going to put you in the Mexico card. We need you in Vegas. We need you for UFC 326. Come through.
Oh
Which is
boy,
surprising, right? Because I was expecting to see him on the UFC Mexico card. But
yes.
anyways, we'll move on to our next fight. We have your boy Cody Durden. You're probably licking your lips, looking at these odds, man. Looking at all those reds, all those
And
losses, and then looking
plus
at the odds.
140.
You're probably licking your lips. You probably already put $2,000 down on him. We got Cody Durden taking on
Yeah.
Namdergal Tumendembero. This is one of the coolest names, I think. Always have trouble saying it, but Durden last time out lost to Alan Nascimento via submission. To Mendembro last lost to Carlos. I'm sorry, he last beat Terrence Saturn via submission and the Conda choke. Prior to that, he lost his UFC debut to Carlos Hernandez via split decision, where he looked pretty good in that fight, right? That fight could have gone either way.
Yeah.
But you look at Cody Durden, he's well rounded. He's primarily a wrestler who applies the pressure. He has a good takedown. He doesn't necessarily have the control to back it up. He has struggled against Joshua Van. He was KO'd by Jose Ochoa. He was submitted by Alan Nascimento. Uh, I think Cody Durden is just he's just an entertainer, man. He comes out aggressive, he gets caught, and I think that kind of works against him, right? That aggressiveness. Tumendembero searches to finish fights. He has several knockouts on his record. He's an aggressive fighter. He likes to pressure. He has that background in Mongolian wrestling, so I don't think Durden's wrestling is going to be too much of a threat here because Tumendembero has that background in wrestling. His defense is going to hold up. He is also crafty once on the ground, right? He utilizes the jiu-jitsu, he chases submissions, and he has good striking, good technical striking as well. I think Tumendembero is going to get it done here. Like, you look at that fight against Carlos Hernandez. Carlos Hernandez is pretty good too, right? It's a pretty
Yeah, he's
good
very
vet to go up against, right? Nice split decision loss. He didn't look bad in that fight. And then he came back against Terrence Saturn, and you could see the levels, right? Like, this guy you could see the levels of fighting, right? Like, this guy just made him look like he didn't belong. So I think Tumendembero is going to get the dub here, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna side with you at a minus 165. It's not a bad bet. My issue with Cody Durden is his only win here is against Matt Schnell, and my guy,
Your
pretty
guy,
boy.
your boy.
He's a pretty boy. He's a pretty boy. But let's. The reality is, Durden took that fight on a short notice. Matt was winning the first round, but Matt's psychology, his mental awareness
Yeah.
went out the window. He did some shit he should have never done, and that's why we're seeing four losses out of five. Everything else, like the Van fight, I just think I think he's fighting to entertain, like you mentioned, and the thing is he blows his load too quickly. He's a first round fighter. That's that's what it is. And even like against Jan Nacimiento, what is it? He was massively the underdog. Comes in, applies his pressure, puts him like in his face. But what happens? He starts to get tired, starts to get tagged, clip, anaconda choke immediately.
Yep.
Like I said, is he able to do that to? You want me to say that? I'm gonna say Tom, bro. We're gonna call this guy Tom, bro. I want to see Joe Rogan say that, bro, and then I want to see Joe Rogan say that.
Right
Yeah,
on.
I mean, look, this is a dangerous fight for Cody Durden. I mean, this is, I said something about who was the guy that should be cut from the UFC because of his loss. That lost last weekend. That has like 6 out of 7 losses in a row. Oh, Chito Vera. It's a different caliber, bro. But Cody is fighting for his contract here, bro. I'll be honest with you. I'm gonna go with Tom. Tom gets it done. Let's see. Cody better, let's see what he does, bro.
Yeah, the UFC is weird in who they decide to cut. I don't think someone like I think Chito Vera just still has enough name value, right? So that they're probably gonna keep him around, build up some guys.
Yeah, he's losing though. I mean, there was a
Hey, it
guy,
is
bro.
what it is, though, bro. But
There was,
listen, when you lose and you
yeah,
beat someone like Chito Vera, right? Who gave Sean O'Malley a tough fight in the first time out. You get me? It's a good name value to build people up, man. As long as he can stay in that top 10, top 15, he'll probably stick around.
yeah. I mean, the other thing, he's also fought only calibers of like that kind of like that top 10, but
Yeah.
there has to be a point where, like, bro, Cheeto could have taken that fight. It's not because we bet on him. It's just he's turning the
We?
gas later, and
I didn't bet on him. I didn't
Martinez
put no
was
money on Cheeto, bro. You can't put no money on Cheeto in 2026, bro.
well. I mean, it showed us that like Cheeto is better at five round fights than he is at 3 round fights. And
Listen, Cheeto needs to find a way to fight Kyler Phillips, bro. Those two guys, both first round, bro. Kyler, like if he could get past Kyler Phillips, bro, he might win some good graces back, bro.
bro, call it, bro. Let's go. What are we doing over here? We're both going
He's good.
with Tum.
All right, now we're both going with Tom to get it done here. Listen, next up we have Albert Montes, a Colombiano, taking on Ricky Turcios, your boy. Ricky Turcios last time I was supposed to fight Cameron Smotherman, but Cameron Smotherman had that freak accident at the weigh-ins where he fell face first and hit and broke the fall with his face. Scary situation. That fight was canceled. Montes is making their UFC debut. He last beat Carlos Calderon via submission on the Dana White Contender Series. You look at Turcio, what can we say about him? Last time out, he lost to Bernardo Sopaj, right? Where he was outworked, man. Oh, did he lose? How did he lose that fight? He lost via unanimous decision, right? Where he was outworked. Turcios is known for his volume striking. He aims to outwork his opponents. He has a high pace and relentless pressure. He kind of throws wildly, right? His grappling isn't his strongest suit, and he has shown vulnerabilities in that regard, right? Like we saw against Raul Rosas Jr., how he looked on the ground, right? You could see the disparity and the disadvantages he has when he's on the ground, when he's off his back. He does, however, work well in some scrambles, right? And does have decent submission defense. However, he relies more on his striking and cardio to win fights, but he does fight aggressive. He does fight kind of wildly, and that does put him in weird situations. He's going up against Montes, who has a Taekwondo background and a dangerous submission game. He's a double black belt. This dude has his takedowns haven't looked the best in the Dana White Contender Series or in some of his fights. If you look at his fights on YouTube, but he does fight well off his back. He throws up submissions and gets them. But I don't think he's going to have that issue with Ricky Torres because I don't think Ricky Torres is going to be, searching for takedowns here. I think having that Taekwondo base is going to be able to, stand with Ricky Torres. He just has to get past that flurry and that pressure. But once he finds this fight to the ground, I think Alberto Montes does have the capability of finding a finish here. So I'm going to go with Montes. Colombian, bro. We saw how the Colombians did last week, right? UFC debuting Colombian. Right, he got dropped. He came back, and he's like, "Listen, brother, we got to win this fight, man. My gym needs it. My brothers in the Zumba class. We need this bonus, brother. We need some new Zumba equipment."
I'm dead, bro. I'm gonna go with Tercios. I think Tercio gets it done.
Another dog. What? Another dog. Damn, it's four dogs you're going with, bro.
We're 4 dogs so far, and I mean, I believe in Tercios. Like I said, in a contender series, cat.
You're fading. Okay, so let's make it clear. You're gonna fade all contender series
No,
cats
I'm
here
not.
on
I'm
out.
not.
Their debut.
I'm
Okay.
not. I'm not. It's just this fight for some reason. It gives me. I like Tercios, man. Tercios. Yeah, I mean, like, look, like, let me take my guy, bro. I think my guys face quite the opposition. Like, I think he
I'm an idiot too. This guy's Venezuelan, bro. I said Colombian. My fault. No
That's
disrespect
okay,
to the
bro. That's why I
Venezuelans.
was like, who's Colombian, bro? I
Hey,
was like, yeah,
my
it's
fault,
okay, bro.
man.
Yeah, we're
Listen,
two.
bro, you got another Ilya Taporia right here, bro. You're not gonna go with Ilya Taporia number 2, bro?
I don't think so. I'm gonna play, my cards with Turcio. This fight is also. Let's check what this fight is at. This fight is at featherweight. So Turcios is coming up. So yeah, so not only will he have
Going
to
up against a bigger boy, bro. He's gonna have to make that weight, and then this dude's gonna be way bigger. And once he lands on top of him, it's gonna be long, bro.
Alberto Montes.
Yeah,
What do you mean bigger, bro? This man's
when you're
5'9", 7'1", bro. What are we talking about here, bro?
when you're moving up in weight, bro, not only do you have to make that weight, when you rehydrate, you're not. I don't know what Ricky Turcios walks around at, right?
Well, he was fighting at bantamweight before,
That's
no?
what I'm saying. He was fighting at bantamweight. So
Yeah,
when he
but I
was
think he
coming in,
was
he was
small.
fight.
He was not small. Sorry, I have to say. I think he was cutting too much weight too. So, I mean, we're
All I'm
gonna
saying is when both these guys rehydrate, there's gonna be one that's gonna be bigger than the other.
100%. And I think I'm going with Turcio, bro. You ain't gonna change my mind, bro.
I'm not changing your mind, bro. I'm just giving you a little pushback. We don't always agree.
100%, bro.
This
100%.
is the one. This is the fight that I'm gonna be looking at, bro. So expect
The six
some
some jazz.
trash
Okay,
talk.
gotcha.
Nah, but listen, Ricky Turcios, yeah, he has that pressure, he has that pace, and his cardio is pretty good, right? So if he's able to defend, if he's worked on his takedown defense, right, and is able to defend and then keep this fight standing, we might be surprised. He might be able to outwork him to a decision, right, or even put him out. You're not wrong.
Let's
You're
see,
not
bro.
wrong.
We're gonna find out, bro. Listen, but next we got your favorite fighters, Dante Johnson, bro. Do we call it, bro? What are we doing over here, champ?
Let's bypass this one. I'm not gonna go through the whole spiel. Listen, Cody Brundage is taking this fight after 4 weeks, bro. 4 weeks getting knocked out. They called him up like, listen, brother, we need you to get knocked out again. We got Dante Johnson on the come up. What do you say? 50K sound good? Yeah, I'm there, bro. All right, cool. Like Brundage, we give him crap, but he should fight Rodolfo Bellato. I don't know why they're not fighting yet. Both those guys' records look like rainbows, bro. They need to combine those two guys. They need to make those guys face off to see how that fight ends. But I think Johnson here, right?
Johnson is the big bro. Like
Johnson. The only thing though that's concerning is Cedricus Dumas did take him down in last time out in the beginning, in the early, and then Brundage does have a wrestling background. So if Brundage is smart, because he doesn't always listen to his coaches, right? That's something they were talking about the broadcast last time. Like his coaches get frustrated because he doesn't listen to them. He doesn't listen to the game plan sometimes. But if he comes out and gets that takedown and works him, fights smart, he does have a chance. But I think Johnson, with his striking technique, he moves in and out, his pocket boxing, right? His volume, he's fast. Yeah, I think he can put out Brundage. But Brundage is dangerous, man. I wouldn't be surprised.
he is, but not against Dante Johnson, dog. Like so I mean, look, I mean, listen, I favor the guy that you, bro. When you're a heavyweight, bro, and then you step onto these kind of
Yeah, he's a
weight
bully.
classes,
He's a weight bully, bro.
it's like Cannonier, bro. You
Nah,
saw
he's
what
short, yeah.
Cannonier did. He
Yeah,
was touching, and that's what he's
yeah.
doing to all these guys. Like, and it's extremely impressive. Like Damas, like, and that's the thing about it, bro. Do you think my man had little jitters? Of course, they were there. He was also like a minus 800 and gets taken down. And my boy keeps his composure. I'm going to side with Dante, bro. We don't got nothing to do. I don't. Why would you give this fight? Like, you give Cody Brundage a gimme fight, bro. What are we doing here?
It sucks, man. It's the UFC, man. The
Maybe
UFC,
you're
man.
wrong, bro. Maybe we're wrong, but yeah, we're both siding with Johnson.
I think there's gonna be some people picking Brundage based on those odds, plus 370. But I think Dante John. I agree with you.
It's
But I
just
like to I like to play devil's advocate, bro. I like to say like Brundage does have a path if he sticks to that path, right? Because if
he's
Cedricus Dumas, who's not that good, is able to take you down immediately, bro. What if somebody who's an accomplished wrestler like
I
Brundage, right?
mean, you could say that about McConical. Same thing about McConical, right? McConical was a wrestler. Again, Brundage,
And
right?
McConaughey won that fight.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I guess.
That's what I'm saying, though. He won that fight. But anyways, we're both on opposing ends, bro. Your camera, I can only see your eyes. You gotta look at all right. There you go. That was so creepy.
What am I
It
looking at
was
here?
throwing me off.
Ooh, what's up? Okay,
All right.
comfortable.
Next up, we got this fight that was kind of put together, right? We have Cody Garbrandt taking on Long Zhao. Listen, I'm gonna say the same thing I said about Chito Vera. If you're betting on Cody Garbrandt in 2026, what are you doing, brother? Listen, this man last time out looked good against Ione Barcelos, but what happened? The gas tank, man. The
Yes.
gas tank isn't there. Listen, I'm a big Cody Garbrandt fan. That's one of my favorite fights. Him against
Yo, Garbrandt,
Dominic
bro.
Cruz.
Don't say Garbrandt. Garbrandt.
I always say Garbrandt, bro. Listen, Garbrandt, bro, his fight against Dominic Cruz is probably one of my favorite championship performances I've ever seen, bro. The way he was moving, bro, the cockiness, it was cool, man. He was crisp, he was fluid, he was confident. But I don't know what happened, man. He started beefing with his boy. What's his boy's name again? I forget his name on the top of my head. What's his boy's name? Little man. What's his name? Shoulder injury, steroids. What's his name?
Oh, TJ.
Yeah, he started beefing with TJ Dillashaw, man. And then he got cracked.
TJ's
And
good though, bro.
and
TJ's
his
good.
chin, bro, his chin is, it's a little glass chin, but he does have good boxing. He can wrestle. He did gas out against Barcelos. He had a good first round, right? And in that second and third round, he did visibly slow down. He's going up against Long Zhao, who's an aggressive, forward-moving fighter. He has a high volume striking and decent wrestling base. He came up short last time out against, was it Su Young Yu, right? He lost via unanimous decision. He does have some knockouts. He knocked out Quang Li. He lost to Chang Ho Lee via split decision. And then on the road to UFC, he's had a couple of close fights. Bro, I don't know who to pick in this fight, man. I want to pick Garbrandt, but
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't know, man. Like his cardio just concerns me, right? Because if this goes to the second and third round, I could see Long Zhao kind of pulling away and winning on the scorecards, right? Unless Garbrandt puts him out in the first round, right? Utilize that boxing, comes out and says, you know what, fuck, I'm gonna let these hands go and we'll see what happens. They're giving out bonuses for knockouts, bro. I used to knock people out. Let me go out there and let me just lay these hands. Let me just lay these paws on Long Zhao, bro. Get this money and get out of here.
Uh,
I'm
like
not
I said,
confident I'm gonna pick a Long Zhao, but I think plus 135 Cody, I think, you can throw your money at it. I wouldn't be
listen,
mad.
no, don't throw money at Cody, bro. Like this is the office. Like, Garber, hey, we got this guy. What's the name? Yao. I was like, what? He's like, what does he fight? A couple guys, bro. You're not gonna know their name, bro. He
Couple
said,
guys.
he said, give me this fight, dog. Give me. That's fine. That's all we got, bro. Imagine Yao beating a former champion, bro. I gotta say, bro, like, we disrespect my boy a little bit too much. I'm gonna side with Garbrandt, bro. I'm gonna be 100, bro. If my man loses, I expect my guy to retire, bro. Just become a model.
Just become I think he ruined the modeling career, bro, with the tattoo, bro,
Yeah,
on his
bro.
eye.
That's some girls and guys like that shit, bro. What's up,
Listen,
bro?
bro, he let me down against Davison Figueredo, bro, and he came out and said he was sick, right? Didn't he say he had like I forgot what he said he had after UFC 300 when he lost to Davison. He said he was suffering something. I forgot what it was. And then against Ione Barcelos, bro, I give him another chance. Listen, I can only give you so many chances, bro. It's like when you're dating the hot chick and she cheats on you once, and you're like, listen, it's okay. It was an accident, you know.
I'm
It was an
dead.
accident. You didn't mean to fall in his bed. It was an accident. And then it happens again, bro. And again, you're like, nah, it's
I'm
not
dead.
that hot. What are we doing? You get me?
I know your pick. Always, yeah. I'm gonna go with Garbrandt, bro. Let's see, bro. Let's see if Garbrandt. Man, this is especially if he loses in what do you
I
call
don't
it?
like your argument, bro. I
Where
don't
are they?
like your
Where are they
I don't
fighting?
like I don't like your argument because we saw a former champ get his ass kicked last week in a
Oh,
5 round fight in
100%.
elevation against the
But
guy
yeah,
who we
but
all
yeah, no, no.
wait,
Kavanaugh.
hold on against in elevation against the guy who we said last time out he got knocked out by Charles Johnson and he was gassed in that fight. He's fighting in Mexico at elevation. He's gonna get gassed, and Moreno's gonna take him down and submit him. Right? That's what we thought. That's what we thought was gonna happen.
Especially short notice fight, eh? Especially
And
short
short
notice.
notice, bro. So listen, I understand he's a former champ, bro, but he is not in the form that Brandon Moreno is. Brandon Moreno's at least sticking around in the top five. This former champ has been, you know, I don't know what my
Raoni
boy's been doing.
Barcel. Yeah, but all the guys he's lost, they've all been top contenders, though. That's what I'm getting at. So that's what I'm saying. If what I'm getting at is like if he loses this one,
Yeah,
nah,
yeah, yeah.
you gotta like
That's why, and I'm just giving you crap. But that's why I'm saying I'm not 100% confident. If you want,
yeah.
I might throw money on Garbrandt, not say anything, bro. And if it hits, I might be like, oh shit, I hit. I might be like one of those guys, bro, that I don't say anything, but if the bet hits, I'm gonna be the one bragging, like I'm the greatest ever. You see those guys on
I'm
X, I'm the greatest
bro.
ever, I'm the greatest ever.
I'm dead.
But yeah, I'm not 100% confident.
Yeah, let's see, bro. We're going with Garbrandt. Like I said, like Garbrandt has one more time, baby. Let's see what he gets
And,
done,
and
bro.
listen, I'm starting to second guess myself because they're giving out bonuses for knockouts, and my boy might be licking his lips like, "Listen, we're gonna go out there, we're gonna get this knockout, and we're out." So I wouldn't be surprised if that happens. Next up, we have a rematch. We have your two favorite fighters, Gregory Rodriguez, RoboCop, taking on Bruno Ferreira. You've been a little doubter of Bruno Ferreira. Like I was looking at his previous fights, and I was like, man, my boy picked against him in all these fights, right?
We're
Now
gonna
he's going up
pick,
against
we're
Gregory.
gonna pick against again. No, we're gonna
And I 100% agree. And this time, I 100% agree this time. But I was thinking, like, why don't you like Bruno Ferreira, bro? What's going on, bro? You don't like the
we're
Hulk?
gonna pick again. We're gonna pick again.
Listen, Rodriguez last time out, he beat Roman Kopylov, the kickboxer, via unanimous decision, where he had Kopylov turn into a wrestler, bro. Kopylov was trying to grapple, bro. And then we have Ferreira last time out beating Marvin Vittoria via unanimous decision,
And
right?
Kopylov, the one thing you got to remember, Kopylov was on the Habib camp for that fight.
Doesn't matter, bro. You said it
It,
at the
it
start. You
does,
said
bro.
you
It's
said
not.
at the no, but you said at the start of the stream, they said this guy Bellato was training with Alex Pereira. We're not doing none of that.
I
Listen,
know,
I'm
but
gonna hit you with the same thing. We're not doing none of
that's
that,
why
bro.
it's bad. Yeah. Anyways, go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah. Rodriguez last time out got it done on the scorecards against Roman Kopylov via unanimous decision. Prior to that, he got the KO against Jack Hermanson, right, where he sent him into space. Remember that when he just, dude, that knockout was nasty, bro. Prior to that, he lost a 4-round fight against Jared Cannonier. That was probably one of my favorite fights of 2025. I always say that fight reminded me of Rocky 4, the Russian versus Rocky, where this dude came out. He looked like he was built in a lab. He was throwing Jared Cannonier. Bro, I never seen a grown man fly, bro, just off a jab. My man was throwing him everywhere. It was looking good, bro. I was licking my lips like, we're about to cash this. We're about to cash this. Second round comes
Oh.
out. What happened? The power went away. My boy started getting pushed back. Jared Cannonier heard the music. Doo, 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 doo. He heard the Rocky music. He came out, put a pace on him,
I'm dead.
ended up knocking him out, bro. One of my favorite fights, bro, because that reminds me so much of a Rocky movie, right? But you look
And
at Rodriguez. Yeah, good call on that. You look at, but you were sweating bullets that first round and a half. You were sweating bullets. But listen, Rodriguez he's pretty well rounded, right? He has power behind his strikes, right? He's big for the division. He has the BJJ and wrestling background. He doesn't always use it, but when he does, it's pretty formidable, right? Like we saw him use it against Christian Leroy Duncan, right? He does have cardio concerns, but I think his last fight against Kopylov kind of proved it, right? It's a 3-round fight. We have to see him in another main event to kind of gauge whether his cardio has improved, right? In fourth and in the championship rounds, but he looked good against Kopylov. And then he faded against, as I mentioned, Jared Cannonier. That was a 5-round fight. You look at Ferreira, he's an aggressive striker who moves in and out. He has the power behind his strikes. He has a 60% takedown defense. He also has that judo background, right? He's a judoka. He can mix in the grappling, the throws, the trips, etc. He's on a 3-fight winning streak, winning 1 decision and 2 submission. He has 2 submission finishes. He's undersized for the division, but that doesn't matter because once he gets in close, he's able to, land some bombs or take you down, right, and kind of work his way there. When they fought last time, Ferreira got the KO. Rodriguez got caught in the pocket. He ate big shots, and I think Rodriguez, he's a guy who kind of learns, right, from his shortcomings, and I
yeah,
think he's not going to put himself in that position, right, to eat bombs from Ferreira. He's going to utilize his length well. He's going to utilize his reach this time, and he kind of knows the threat that Ferreira brings now, and he's not going to put himself in there to eat those big shots. So I think this is going to be a striking fight, or we could see Rodriguez incorporate the takedowns if it gets kind of dicey on the feet. But I think Rodriguez gets it done this time, man. I think he's improved tremendously since they last fought. And he's fought tougher competition, right? I think Christian Leroy Duncan, Jared
yeah.
Cannonier, Jack Roman Kopylov, right? In comparison to who our boy has fought here, he fought a short notice Jackson McVeigh, or Marvin Vittori, who hasn't looked good, Armin Petrosian, right?
He's gone on a tear, bro. Like I
Yeah,
mean, look, like Bruno Ferreira is like the Marvin Vittori fight. Vittori has not been and like, look, I put money on Vittori. I'm just shocked that it's only been 2 months. My boy really wants to fight.
yeah.
He said, "Let me fight," and even these boys, 3 months. Damn, bro, these boys are getting that paycheck. That being
Yeah,
said,
man.
bro, I'm gonna go with Gregory Rodriguez, bro. I'll be honest with you. I don't like Gregory Rodriguez understands that his condition needs to be up, and I put money on Cannonier plus 200. Should have done a live bet, would have made more money. But the reality is, if Rodriguez goes out there and goes into the second and third round, like I don't think he gasses anymore. Like he showed it against Roman Kopylov, and Kopylov is a good fighter.
Yeah.
Kopylov is a very good fighter. Ferreira has had a resurgence. I'm not calling McVee. Icon, like the Petrosian one was, like Petrosian's now, a couple losses in. Yeah, we're gonna find out. We're gonna find out if this man has evolved. I think this is what this fight is. Like, let's see, has he evolved before we give him a top 10 again? We'll find out. But I'm gonna go strongly Rodriguez.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think Rodriguez comes out better in this fight. And I like Bruno Ferreira. I like this fight, right? I like both guys, but I think in terms of fighting style and what they've done since, right? I think Rodriguez has fought the tougher competition and should get it done here, right? We're gonna see his fight IQ, man. Next up, we have two unks, the battle of the unks. Drew Dover taking on Michael Johnson. This is a lot of people you're gonna see on X. Drew Dover plus money, right? Drew Dover
50
bounce back. What happened?
50-50.
It's 50-50 now?
No, look at the
Oh, the typology? Yeah.
yes, bro.
Listen, people love Drew Dober, bro. Drew Dober got a bounce back win against Kyle Prepelic, where he won via KO TKO. He snapped his losing streak. Johnson last time out beat Zell Huber, where he was a big underdog. Congratulations to you. You picked Johnson in that fight. He dropped him and he won via unanimous decision. Dober is a durable brawler with heavy hands and solid grappling defense, right? Looks to put you out, man. He comes forward, he lands bombs. He has, prior to getting knocked out, he has showcased that he did have a pretty good chin, right? For a while. And then he ended up getting knocked out. I think
Yeah.
stopped against Gene Silva, and then Manuel Torres beat the hell out of him. You look at Johnson, he's a vet. He's a well-rounded fighter. He has good cardio, good wrestling, good striking, good footwork, good experience. His best attribute, in my opinion, is his cardio and his footwork, and I think that's going to help him here, right? Up against someone who's going to come forward, try to land bombs. I think he's going to be able to utilize that footwork, pick and pop, kind of point fight him, right? Kind of test have the threat of takedown, but I think Dober's takedown defense is pretty good, right? That we might see a few takedowns from Johnson, might not, but I think we're going to see him dancing around. I'm gonna go with Michael Johnson here.
Go with them flat feet. When then my boy brings I don't know if it's Kamaru or him, bro, but they got the scuba feet, bro. Scuba feet, bro. Like those.
Yeah.
Anyways, bro. Listen, this is a hard one, bro. I'll be honest with you. The thing is, Johnson does still have power left. He's looked good. The resurgence has been nice. Dober, you don't remember that fight, but Dober was getting Dober Prevelic was winning that fight. So,
Prepelic
that's
is a boxer too. He's a southpaw boxer, I believe. I think he's a southpaw, but he has a boxing background, so his hands are nice. Like his technical striking is nice.
he is, but this like I think Johnson doesn't go for the kill as much anymore. Dober does. I'm gonna go with Johnson. I just think the Johnson's fought the better opposition.
Good
Dober,
point.
I don't like. He's gonna be the shorter fighter, so he has to get on the inside. And Michael Johnson knows how to fight from the outside. Like he's a
And it's
good
a big octagon too. I could see Johnson just moving around, right? Moving around,
move
moving
around.
around.
Move around with them feet, man. Move around with them feet. Yeah.
Yeah, but you're right though. Like he's fought. Like look who he's fought. Like he's fought a who's who in the division, right? And he has a lot of losses, bro.
I think
Khabib,
if Johnson,
Clifton,
I think
Andre
if
Philly, Josh Emmett, Nate Diaz. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
no, I think if Johnson wins, the fight to make next would be give him Bobby Green. Johnson versus
Bobby
Bobby
Green,
Green. Two unks.
two unks. I think at lightweight you give Johnson. You give Johnson at lightweight. You give him Hoofy, bro.
No,
Nah, I'm just kidding. Oh yeah, I think King Green, right? Give him another unk.
don't do
Just
him
keep it
like that.
entertaining.
Yeah,
We're both going with Johnson to get it done here. That is the second fight of the main card. We're moving up to our third fight, which this fight is really easy to break down. We have Rob Font taking on Raul Rosas Jr. Listen, Rob Font gets taken down. Raul Rosas Jr. gets takedowns, right? Last time we saw Raul Rosas Jr. was against Vince Morales at Elevation in Mexico, where he did get the takedowns. He did look good. His cardio looked okay. And we saw Font last time out lose to Daniel Martinez via unanimous decision, where Martinez's footwork and in and out striking posed a problem. The leg kicks. He also got taken down and almost finished in that third round. And the ref said, "Nah, we're good, bro." The bell rang and the ref let it go for a little bit longer, bro, just so you can get some extra punches in. I think, you know, I think Rosas here is gonna get the dub, man. Like it's just if Rosas does if there's gonna be an issue if we see Rosas just try to box against a boxer, right? Who works well off the jab, who
Yeah.
moves forward. If Rosas doesn't come in and just shoot for those takedowns, then you're gonna know something's up. Either he's injured or the boys told him, like, listen, brother, we need to see some striking from you. You have a striker in front of you, show us what you got. But I think Raul Rosas is gonna get it done here, man. You know, Rob Font's takedown defense isn't the best. And then like you look at Rob Font, like against Gene Matsumoto, he beat him via split decision, but he also had that like fake glove touch, right? Where he kind of where he where he hit him after the fact and then that little
Yeah.
cut. Yeah, he could have lost that fight. Kyler Phillips. Kyler Phillips is a one-round fighter, and then he's lost to Davidson Figueredo, Corey Sandhagen, who all have grappling. So I think Raul Rosas is poised to get a victory here.
So I'm gonna side with Rob Font. The Martinez fight. It's very difficult to prepare for a fighter like Martinez. Martinez is very in and out. I think and I picked Rob Font, right, and he just put it on. I'm like, it was just interesting, and we got to see Martinez against Vera, right? Now he's top 8, top 10, right? Top 9, I think he is. With Roses Jr., I mean, look, this fight is I understand why. I think
It's an
Roses
easy
Jr. has
fight for him.
addressed his cardio issue. He's been fighting with Marab. There's a video of Mighty Mouse and him. Sorry, there's a video that from a Mighty Mouse stream that he goes in it with Marab, with one of the best in the world. Gets busted up, but this kid has an attitude problem in the gym, which it's an ego thing, which is fine. But again, against Rob Font. He's top 48, but he's in the top 15. So I think this is this guy's entry into the top 15.
That's an easy entry, brother. Against
I tell
somebody
you,
who can't defend a takedown,
you know what?
take it all day,
Okay.
all day.
Well, I mean, look. Here's what I'm expecting. He gets a takedown that first round. Let's see if he's able to hold position. My only issue is Rose is talking about how he's going to be champ by 24. That ain't happening, brother. We ain't doing that.
Listen, brother, you beat a Rob Font, you get into the top 15, you got 3 years to work, you fight 2 times a year, bro. I mean, you can get a championship
Yeah,
shot, bro. It's not impossible, bro. It's
yeah.
not impossible. We saw Renato Moicano get a championship shot, bro.
Uh, Relax, bro.
Listen, nothing's impossible, bro. Nothing, especially in the UFC. I'm always surprised with the shit that happens in
That's
the UFC.
crazy, bro.
But we're on different ends here. You're going with Rob Font. You haven't picked against Rob Font. You love Rob Font,
I like Ron
bro.
Font, bro.
Yeah, it's the boxer in you, bro.
I
It's
like
the
Ron
boxer in you, bro. But I think he's gonna hurt you, bro, this weekend. Anyways, we got Kyle Borhalo taking on Rene De Ritter. This fight is, whew. We got Borhalo last time out, who lost to Nazardine Imamo via unanimous decision. Then we got Ritter, who last time out lost to Brendan Allen via refusing to get off the stool. Man, he said no mas. He said no mas, bro. He said I'm done. We're good right here, bro. I'm not getting up. He said no more, big dog. We good.
Retirement. Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah, they put it as retirement, bro. He just didn't want to fight no more. Cal, we know what he's about. He's well rounded. He has great Brazilian jiu jitsu. He isn't a pressure grappler, however, but once on the ground, he can work and defend himself and chase submission. He comes with a grappling mindset and pushes a pace for 3 rounds. His striking isn't that bad as well. He can stand in there and bang with you. Up against Imavov, he went 0-5 in his takedowns, right? And Imavov is a better striker than him, right? So he lost the striking battle, similar to like the Cannonier fight, right? He was striking in that fight. He beat Cannonier, but you know, he does test himself when it comes to the striking, right? Because he knows how good he is on the ground. The Ritter, world class Brazilian Jiu Jitsu, aggressive submission. He's lost twice in his career, now 3 times, right? Twice to the same guy. One time he gave up, he quit, and the other time he lost via a knee. I think it was a knee up the middle that hurt him, if I'm not mistaken. And they were to strikers who were in a bigger weight class, and then he lost to Brendan Allen because of that pressure and pace. I think this fight is going to be interesting, right? Like if Kyle Barallo, he's going to be the better striker in my opinion, right?
Yeah.
Kyle Barallo is going to be able to keep this fight if he utilizes his
I
takedown
mean,
defense. Yeah. If he utilizes his takedown defense, not let the Ritter get into the clinch, right? Throw those knees up the middle. It's kind of like a predictable. He likes to throw the knees. He uses like a jab almost. Throw those knees up the middle, get in the clinch, utilize his size to pressure him against the fence. All the stuff that, we seen the Ritter be good at, right? Like we saw him do it against Rob Whitaker. We saw it do it against Bo Nickel. I think Kyle Barallo has a chance here if he just keeps striking, stays defensively sound, moves on the outside. He can get the victory. So I'm gonna go with Kyle Barallo. You look at the fighting nerds; they don't lose two fights in a row. They all kind of bounce back and have a good performance, right? So I'm
Yeah,
hoping that Kyle Barallo keeps that streak here and gets a good win.
yeah.
If they
It's
lose, then he should.
keep that energy season. That's what this is. I mean, I'm gonna go with Barallo, bro. I just think Barallo, like, this is not a 5 round fight, or is it a
Nope,
5 round fight?
three rounds, 3 rounds.
3 rounds, right? Apparently, what happened to the co-mains being 5 rounds?
They only did it to Strickland and Costa. That's weird, right? They only did it one time.
I mean, if this is 5 round fight, you can't go with, I'm gonna go with Barallo, man. I mean, look, RDR should have taken a little bit more time. Like, why is he fighting 4 months afterwards? That's my only issue, bro. Like, the thing is, he's been consistent fighting for a year. Um,
Yeah, he fought 5 times. Maybe we're underestimating him because that weight cut was probably too much, right? Now he's coming back.
he should have never fought. He should have never fought Allen. He should have never.
That's 5 times, bro. Same thing happened with Marab. 5 times. Your body tells you, hey, brother, we need a rest. We need recovery.
Wow, I 100%. I'm gonna go Barallo, man. My only thing is Barallo has been more of a coach, so you know, even though he's like learning and processing analytically, has he spent time for himself? Right? Like, is he being?
That's a
Because
good point too. Like that Imamo fight. Remember prior to that Imamo fight, he was traveling a lot. We talked
making
about that.
he
Like
made weight too.
he was at the UFC 3. I think he was at the 314 for Hoofy and Prates prior to that, right? Like he was doing a lot. He was doing too much. That's what the
Yeah.
kids say, right? He was doing too much. I'm sorry. I just wanted to
No,
point
no.
that
I
out.
think the pick is Barallo, but like we're gonna wait and see. Like, if I'm Barallo, try to pick him up from the outside, try to kind of like move in and out. Let's see RDR, but if I'm Barallo, initiate the grappling. Like, yeah, sure, this guy is very good, but aren't you good as well? So, yeah, I mean, you have to bank to a point that he's going to get tired, right? So maybe, maybe lose the first round or pick him apart, come the second a little bit stronger, take the second and third. Or we're
Yeah.
going to be surprised if RDR takes RDR is the finisher, man. He's
Yeah, RDR. I like RDR, man. I like RDR. This why these fights are so good, man. This card is stacked. I
it's a
love
good
this card.
it's a good card. I'm gonna go with Barallo though.
We're both going with Barala. We'll move on to our main event, and we'll wrap it up here. We have Holloway taking on Charles Oliveira for the BMF, the Bad MFer title. Right, this is a rematch from 10 years ago. But even in that first fight, you're gonna see it was a KO victory for Max Holloway, TKO victory. But Oliveira hurt his, I think it was his shoulder, right? Was it his shoulder, his collarbone? I think he hurt his collarbone in that fight, and that's how he got the victory there. Max
Yeah.
Holloway has been looking good at 155. You look at what he's done at 155 thus far. He fought Justin Gaethje. He knocked him out at UFC 300. He should have never went down and fought either Tapori. I thought that was a big mistake, right? He wanted to do it because Ilya Tapori knocked out Volkanovski. He's like, I want to test this guy. He didn't fight anybody in the rankings. I want to go down there and see if I can, get a shot at becoming the champ. But I think that was bad, right? Because the weight cut after looking so good at 155 was an issue for him. Dustin Poirier, he beat him via unanimous decision, but he did get dropped in that fight. That's something we want to say. Like people are starting to think or maybe speculate that maybe his chin isn't, maybe his chin isn't what it used to be, right? Maybe it's kind of faltering as he's getting up there in age, right? He's 34 years old. Max Holloway is a solid striker who lets his hand go. He throws with a lot of output and volume. His kicking game is underrated, in my opinion. His takedown defense is solid at 83%. And he has fluctuated in both weight classes, but I think he looks way better at lightweight. And he's had the success at lightweight because he's a lot faster than these guys, right? Like there was a speed advantage against Gaethje, speed advantage against Dustin Poirier. You look at Oliveira, he's a fan favorite. Beautiful story, right? People thought he was a quitter, came back, got a couple wins. He has the most submission victories in the UFC. He is, however, chinny. He comes forward. He's a shoot the box guy, right? He comes forward. He has nice striking. He has power, but he does get checked on the chin. Sometimes he does get dropped. He does fight well off his back. He does have good grappling, right? I think Chandler, Poirier, Gaethje, they all dropped them, but he ended up getting victories over those guys, right? I think this is gonna be simple for me, bro. I think Max Holloway gets it done. I think this is the BMF belt. Charles Oliveira's like, I'm gonna be a BMF. I'm gonna get the submission or I'm gonna come forward and strike like he did with Ilya Taporia. Like he told Ilya Taporia exactly what he's gonna do. He said, I'm gonna come forward and I'm gonna strike. And he came for he tried to get some takedowns against either. I think he got one takedown against either Topuria, right? But he ended up coming forward. He got caught in the pocket, got
Yeah.
dropped. I think here too, if this fight extends, Holloway's pressure, his pace, he's gonna be able to get it done here, man. I think Holloway, like you look at who Holloway has fought, right? Like, yeah, you could argue like he hasn't really fought like a grappler in a while, right? That's gonna give him trouble. Like, let's look at his fights, but I just think that the way Charles Oliveira fights, he comes forward, he likes to strike, right? He has power behind his strikes. I think that's gonna be a disadvantage for him. So I think
Yeah.
Holloway gets it done.
Dude, I'm mixed. I'm honestly, I'm very mixed in this fight. Like, 'cause Charles has good hands now. Like, this is a whole different animal, and they both face top contenders, both being knocked out by Elite Taporia. Um, Holloway goes to but Holloway should have like we talked about it. Holloway should have never gone down weight, right? Because remember, he went up against Justin Gaethje, and now
Yeah.
look, Justin Gaethje is
And
interim
we
champ.
picked Gaethje. Remember, we thought he was gonna be bigger. We picked him.
Yeah, no, 100%. But we also knew that there was a like the difference between him going up now versus going up against Poirier, Poirier, whatever, is was basically like he took time to grow. So the amount of time it took him, he actually filled the body. It's the John Jones effect, but in less time. John Joe said, "Hey, I need time." Holloway didn't need as much time. It just grew into that division and looked great. And I think that's why he lost it to Poirier. Like it was just like, okay, now that you're big, you got to kind of starve yourself. Holloway is known for having brutal weight cuts, right? That's why you got to give it to Topuria. As soon as he beat Holloway, what did he do? He jumped up. I'm not mad. Connor did it without defending the belt. We know why, because it's too much of a weight class. So that's
Weight
the thing
cut.
about it. Go ahead.
Weight cut.
Yeah, sorry, weight cut. I want to see Charles Charles has a shot. Like I will give him the second round. Um, yeah, I want to see him light up. I want to see him what he looks like in the first two rounds. The thing with Holloway, he's gonna have an internal gas tank. Charles, he's good, but I think it will start to fade a little bit in the third. I think Max Holloway starts to go for those body shots.
When was the
Holloway,
last time you when was the last time you seen Max Holloway get taken down and controlled like for an
oh,
extended period,
years ago, it had to be Conor
right?
McGregor. Conor McGregor, maybe.
Even in those Volk fights, right? Those Volk fights, he wasn't taking down control for too
No, he
long.
wasn't. He wasn't. So, but again, Oliveira has shown a different layer. A different. I'm gonna go with Holloway, bro. I'm not gonna be that much. I'm not gonna kind of think outside the box. I think the reality is, Holloway is not going to be. Holloway is a very different fighter. He's gonna, use agility, try to kind of pick him apart. The
Yeah,
reach does go to Oliveira, so I expect him throw kicks. Oliveira has become very good at throwing those kind of front kicks, those elbows, right?
yeah.
So he has the advantage, but let's see, right? Like the quickness too is like I'm interested to seeing what the speed advantage looks like in this fight because
I, yeah.
Ollie's not bad, but does he because he sustain a better cardio output than Max Holloway? I don't think so. So just by that, I'm gonna give it a Holloway.
Yeah, and I just think that Oliveira, he just comes forward, right? Like his striking is nice, his striking is good, but he just comes forward and he gets checked, man. Against somebody against Max Holloway who has the most significant strikes, right? He's gonna
Yeah,
find that chin at some point, bro.
yeah,
Or he
and
can, he can. There's a possibility.
I just said my picks in the bed, and the reality is I would have loved to see Charles manage his distance better against the poor because that's what we thought he was going to be. Jab, move to the outside, jab, kick, move to the outside, but don't get onto Poirier's range because Taporia
That's
has
exactly what he
legs.
did. He
That's
got
what he
right
did.
into the pocket, right? He got right into the pocket. He got dropped.
So why? And that's the thing about it, bro. And going back to boxing or kickboxing, if you have the reach, why don't you use it? Let the
Hmm.
Taporia come on the inside, bro. But yeah, I'm gonna go with Holloway minus
Yeah.
200.
I like Holloway here as well. I think his kicking game is going to be utilized here. His output, his volume, and then Oliveira's come forward pressure is going to work against him in this fight, I think. Right. And if he's able to get the takedown, it's going to be interesting to see what happens with
Yeah,
Holloway and his submission defense, right? Because we haven't seen him really be tested. I mean, Brian Ortega maybe is the last like submission threat guy that gave him problems, right? But
we'll
he
see.
pulled that one out. Anyways, Make sure you follow us on X at Combat Sport Guys. Follow us on Threads. Show some love. We are live every fight. We will drop our picks. We will drop our video. We will drop our bets. Make sure you show some love. As always, we aim to give you guys a plus money play, whether it's a parlay, whether it's a prop bet, whether it's a straight money line. We always aim to give you guys some of those. And we are pretty consistent. We hit like 4 to 5 plus money plays every week, right? So make sure you tap in. Make sure you show some love. Any parting words, my guy?
Now we'll see you Saturday, baby.
We'll see you Saturday, man. Y'all have a good one. Love what you love. Do what you do.
Peace.
Peace.
Love you, brother.